So today I'll be refuting the speech given by Advocate Kristen. Advocate Kristen's main claim was that the media's body image advertising causes some women to have health and mental problems. I, however, disagree with the fact that it's not all media's fault. In addition to media, social and cultural factors partake, causing some women to have health and mental problems. First, I would like to define what the advocate meant by saying media. Media is a sense of communication as a radio, television, newspaper, and magazines that reach or influence people widely and by body image. My main claim is that the media's interpretation of women is just a mirror of society and not a motivator. It's not the media that entirely causes women to have health and mental problems. Other factors such as social, cultural factors, and even fashion that affects women and puts pressure on them to go on a diet. That brings me to my first supporting claim, and that is that some women try to achieve the desired body to make them feel comfortable in society. Many women feel that they are more likely to be judged according to their physical appearance. The reason why there were high statistics showing women dealing with the health and mental problems from their body image in Kristen's speech is because there are not many men that are going through this issue. We see men on television, radio all the time. Most of these men have perfect body. Then why is that men in our society are not being affected by media's body image? The reason is that there are not that many men that try to achieve the same body that is portrayed by the media. Also, men are less caring for their appearance. And secondly, men rarely seek medical consultation as not to be viewed as weak. It's always the case that being fat according to women is negative, but for men, that is not always the case. To illustrate more, some societies consider fatness among men as a sign of wealth. Therefore, women are more likely to care for being fat, or not as many societies expect women to meet their standards of beauty in their point of view. In Advocate's speech, she mentioned that to achieve the ideal weight that is portrayed by media, women go through the extreme dieting. Some of these diets include the eggs everywhere diet, which is when you eat 9 eggs a day for 9 months. However, I believe that media could not only cause fashion and other industries also influence such actions. That brings me to my second supporting claim, that some fat women face difficulties because of the fashion industry. I do not dress the way I want to anymore because of my weight. One woman expressed in the book of Women and Health. This quote shows that some fat women are not satisfied with their body size and not dressing like women on TV. This quote has raised the issue of fashion and fat women. Most fashionable clothes are not available on large sizes. This might encourage women to lose weight to be fashionable. However, this also indicates that fashion designers concentrate on thin women, ignoring fat women and their needs. Large sizes are not always available locally on specific shops. My third and my most important supporting claim is that the media is trying to deliver the true women's body image. One example of this is the Dove campaign for Real Beauty. In 2004, a campaign for Real Beauty was launched by Dove Company to show real beauty of women. Dove used billboards, TV ads, and magazines to advertise for such campaign. This campaign was conducted for real women who are from different ages and races and sizes. In fact, this campaign was just successful as it attracted media attention, gender experts, professionals, and media celebrities such as Oprah. I think it's not wrong to raise the point of stereotype against women's body image via such campaign. I think the concept of this, let's make peace with our bodies. Dove has raised brilliant ideas as it encourages women to love their bodies as they are. Actually, this really promotes women and girls to believe in this idea, as Dove pronounced that 138,000 girls aged from 8 to 14 created their own projects such as Uniquely Me and Body Talk. The Dove campaign illustrates that the media's image of women's bodies is unrealistic and fake. In conclusion, the media does have some part of causing women to go on extreme diets and develop eating disorders, but however, in reality, we cannot deny the role of social cultural factors that are shaping the body image.
All right, you lay out the advocate's main point of view, and it sounds like you're going to argue alternate causality on most of those points. And I expected to hear a little bit more on that point. I just got a little bit of that. And the argument basically seems to be that the media is simply reflecting society, not the other way around, that society is not reflecting what the media wants. So this is that example of which is the direction of causality test that we're talking about. On the first point that you discuss, you basically are talking about the same thing that the advocate's talking about, that people, women especially, see themselves in a negative way, and you make the argument that says that's a cultural assumption, it's not a media assumption. But I didn't hear any evidence that really supported that point. You said, for instance, some cultures value fatness, or society sees this as being particularly appropriate. That's an assertion on your part. I think what's available does it reflect the marketplace, or is the marketplace trying to get people to fit into the marketplace? I'm sorry about that metaphor. That's perhaps not an entirely appropriate one, although it works a little ironically. The second one, I'd be careful about using the term fat women. It's generally going to go over not well, and as a consequence, it's probably going to be off-putting to the audience. To me, it sounds like the whole first part of that argument is exactly stating the same thing that the advocate's talking about, that the fashion industry is trying to force women into sizes that are too small. They make it inconvenient for them, and so they're going to feel crappy about themselves because they don't have options to this. And the only variation that you have on this is the one example of the Dove campaign, which I think is a pretty good example and illustrates that it's not a universally true. However, I'm not sure what percentage of the advertising that people have consumed over the years would reflect the same accurate body types that the Dove campaign is talking about. And so, well, you've got a good example on this. I did think that you did a nice job, for instance, trying to find some measure of success on it by talking about all the products and all the responses that they got to it. I thought that helped a little bit, although the numbers, whatever it was, 186,000 or something like that, products or responses that they got, that's nice, but we're talking millions of people, and so it seems like a small number there. All right, thank you. Stop. We sent.